subscribing, and leaving comments.
They look for something they're not 100% sure even exists. But Peter Byrne and Tod Deery will continue their quest, their journey, because the unknown fascinates us all. And in this case, the unknown they're searching for is Bigfoot.
Finding something which is the last of the primitive men, if you like, left on the face of the earth. Something that belongs in the primordial world. And the possibility of finding one of these things, seeing one, and perhaps communicating, that's very exciting to me. It really is.
About a year and a half ago, a group of private anonymous citizens gave Peter Byrne enough money to fund the first concerted effort to try to find and make contact with Bigfoot. Thus, the Bigfoot Research Project was born in Parkdale, Oregon.
So people are beginning to be aware that there is a project, that it's a serious project, and that it's ongoing. So they have somewhere to call, somewhere to talk. And there are people, I believe, who had experiences with these things who want to talk about it. But they'll only talk with someone who won't laugh at them, somebody who is serious. So because of this, there's a lot of new attention.
The Bigfoot Research Project is associated with the Academy of Applied Sciences in Boston, Massachusetts. Besides this being the first fully funded study and search for Bigfoot, it is using modern science's latest tools. The search for this mysterious creature is primarily being done by computers.
If you were to use the word hunt in a benign way, this is the most technologically advanced, most all-encompassing manhunt that probably has ever gone on.
Our aim, as I say, is to computerize everything, use the computers to look for patterns, use those patterns with technology to try and find one and see if we can communicate with one or more. That's our plan.
Looking for something that may or may not exist is an interesting way to make a living and to spend either part or all of your life doing. But when people ask the project's field researcher Tod Deery how he spends his days, he answers without hesitation.
I tell them I look for Bigfoot, and they snicker, and then they ask me more about it. And then they ask me more about it, and then they ask me more about it. And by the time we finish our discussion, they are at least willing to accept the possibility of there being a creature. And that's all I can ask for, is an open mind in the aspects of the phenomenon.
Interest in Bigfoot is at an all-time high, especially here in the Northwest, where most of the sightings have occurred, and that includes 5 last year. In North Portland, Ray Crowe runs the Western Bigfoot Society, where about 50 people attend its monthly meetings. Crowe says he's found footprints and other evidence that suggests there's something out there.
I've also found dropping samples that I think is Bigfoot. I found a hair that I think came from the big fellow. And I found a lot of other strange things that are possible signs of his being around.
Working for the Bigfoot Project is perhaps the most time-consuming job there is. Always looking, always hoping that tomorrow will be the big day. It's a 24-hour-a-day job with no breaks in between.
It is, you dream about it. You have to live it. It's not a job, it's a way of living for you. You have to appreciate that everything you do in one way or another has to involve the Bigfoot Project, because it is such a formidable obstacle that you really need to use all of your time to try to find it.
If you're involved in something like this, you never stop looking. You're looking all the time in the hope of seeing something, in the hope of finding footprints, or the hope of actually seeing one, which is, of course, is something we look forward to eventually. But you do look. You look all the time when you're driving, when you're walking.
When or if an encounter ever does occur, members of the project say they won't panic because they've trained themselves to handle any possible scenario.
It is going to be a situation where you just have to be ready to expect the unexpected. I am conditioning myself 24 hours a day for the eventuality of seeing one of these creatures, and believe that I will be well conditioned for that event.
The project's members ask that if you do come across or have ever come across Bigfoot in the past, to call 1-800-BIGFOOT. The hope is that one call, one chance meeting in the woods will be the start of something big.
You know, it's enthusiasm that keeps me going right now in the search. And that won't come to an end with a sighting and with communication. In fact, that would probably be the beginning of very long-term field studies, which could go on for years and years and years. Take me into the 90s, my 90s.
By the day, we're talking about Bigfoot. As Michael Hanna shows us, a new sighting has some scientists scrambling.
On the trail of the elusive Bigfoot, researchers track what they believe is a bona fide sighting of the ape-like creature which has allegedly prowled the Northwest wilderness for centuries.
We think that we saw a Bigfoot. It was not a bear. We have never seen a creature like it.
The latest evidence, this Illinois couple, John and Rusty Esposito, who claimed they saw Bigfoot when traveling by train to Portland last year.
And it was not looking at us, but it was looking at the train, and it was looking like a curious animal.
As the train came to a stop on this stretch of tracks, the Espositos stared in awe.
It crouched. It crouched down with its arms hanging.
Soon after the sighting, they contacted the Bigfoot Research Project, directed by Peter Byrne, who has devoted 30 years searching for the Himalayan Yeti and the Northwest Sasquatch.
It's not too difficult to assess credibility when you're talking to people.
The Espositos submitted a detailed description of what they saw. It's a sighting which adds to the growing evidence collected by Bigfoot believers over the years.
People are seeing something. I don't think it's seeing a man in a fursuit.
True believers are so convinced by the Espositos, they've invited the couple to give lectures describing their run-in with Bigfoot.
Now I definitely believe it. Till the day I die, I will believe that I saw a Bigfoot.
In the Dalles, Michael Hanna, Channel 2 News.
Well, not buying it? Well, think about this. The Bigfoot Project has 4 full-time employees who spend all of their time looking for Bigfoot. Or if they could find it, Bigfoot. And we need to point out that those folks from Illinois do pronounce their name Esposito, not Esposito. We were saying it right. We didn't say Bigfoot very well.
No. Well,
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.